So Susan, if anything, what do you fear most about death?
That is a really good question. What I love, my dog's barking. Can you hear my dog barking? What I fear most about death. That's a really good question, because I like to think that when the time comes, I won't be afraid, but I won't know until I am there.
Right.
I think the other piece of it is that I don't want to be in pain or have a very, I guess, difficult, painful death like that. That I guess would be a fear, is to, and I really try not to think about it. But I wouldn't want to die in a way that's very painful or just an excruciating experience. I think that's my fear, is I would not want to die that way.
Right.
Yeah, aside from that, I feel like I have some peace and clarity around other pieces of it.
Yeah.
So what about death do you fear?
I from my near-death experience and from being with people who have experienced trauma at their death, my knowing of it is that as soon as we no longer can learn from being within our bodies, we lift out. The trauma is not experienced by the person who may appear to be in trauma. They lift out of their bodies. I did. And the moment I surrendered, bliss was mine. It's this dense reality that we are challenged by. And for those people on this side witnessing, some people get an easy birth, 2 pushes, the baby's out. Other people, it's 36 hours and then you wind up having a cesarean. It appears traumatic on this side. For those who are holding the emotional space for that person. So I would love to be able to access that faith in knowing that when the time comes. And for those I love, I would love to have them remember me in a gentle, easy way, rather than the memory of a trauma. So I think I fear most that I'll forget what I know.
Yeah.
It will be brief, because it is like a baby is going to be born and a person is going to die. We have 2 things that we share in common as humans.
Yes.
We're all born and we're all going to die. And no matter, and I think our culture has really gotten good at postponing, at prolonging life, but what we've really done is postponed death. So many of us experience great trauma for a greater number of our final years. And I personally would rather opt out before that. So I guess my greatest fear is trauma to others.
Yeah. And in saying that, I just thought that another fear I have is that my loved ones wouldn't honor my wishes, because I don't, same thing as I don't want extraordinary means to keep me alive. I don't want the feeding tube. And I think that's my fear, is that if I'm not able to say that, I mean, and even have putting it in writing ahead of time, that they won't honor that.
Right.
That's definitely a fear. No matter what I do, no matter what the measures are, that won't be honored. That's definitely a fear.
Right.